Hi there, watercolor kids, and welcome to episode 3 of Paint and Play, where we're going to have fun and get creative with watercolors. This video is just for you, or you can watch with an adult. And remember, at any point in this video, you can pause it and you can ask a question by asking your adult to write a comment below. In all of our episodes of Paint and Play, we're going to gather our supplies, recite our mindset mottos, practice our breathing exercise, learn something new about watercolor, and then we're going to paint this mountain range together. Here are all the supplies that you'll need: your watercolor paints, your watercolor brushes, watercolor paper, a pencil or a pen, some jars of water, some paper towel, and for today's lesson, it might be helpful if you have a hair dryer. A hair dryer is really helpful in speeding up the drying process. Have you ever felt like sometimes your watercolors takes a long time to dry? Well, a hair dryer can help with that. Now that you've gathered all your supplies, let's repeat our mindset mottos. Will you repeat after me? We are all creative. We will be kind to ourselves and others. That's right. You and I, we are all creative. And through this Paint and Play series, and wherever you are, let's always practice kindness. Next, let's do our breathing exercise. And this is meant to help you to calm down and relax before we paint. Sometimes we get nervous. Sometimes we're scared. And so breathing slowly will help us calm down. Are you ready? Remember to breathe in through your noses for 4 seconds and out through your mouths for 6 seconds. You can close your eyes or you can open them, whatever you want to do. And I like to have my palms facing up on my lap or on the table. Let's get started. Great job. I hope you're feeling relaxed and ready to paint. Let's look at today's painting technique. Today's painting technique is called layering. Can you say that? Layering. Did you know that with watercolors, we can paint in layers and we can actually see the first layers? And even though you might have lots of layers, if you do it right, you can see the layers on the bottom. So watercolor is different from other paints because they are see-through. So that means that if I put a yellow color and then a light blue color on top of each other, what do yellow and blue, if you mix it together, what does that make? It makes green. Yes. So with watercolors, if you put yellow and blue, a lighter blue, together and you place them on top of each other or you layer, then you're going to see a green color. I'll show you an example in a little bit, but let's learn about layering before we start painting our mountains. All right, friends, so I'm going to use my black marker to write the word layering at the very top because that's the painting technique we're going to learn today. So when you layer, you want to make sure that you're using light values. Remember, we learned about values in episode 2. So I'm going to choose this blue color and then pick up a little bit of paint and a lot of water to get a lighter value. And I'm going to use my brush just to make some broad strokes. Okay, look how light that value is, right? Again, I want to keep it nice and light. I'm going to do this twice so you can just get some more practice in. Now, when you layer, a tip is that you want to make sure that that first layer that you painted is dry, 100% dry. So when should you layer? When the first layer is dry. Now, there are a couple ways that you can do this. First, you can hold up your paper and kind of tilt it towards the light. If you see some shine in the painted area, it's still wet. So then you have to wait. Another thing you can do is just be patient and wait. You can go grab a snack, you can play a little bit and then come back, or you can use your hair dryer. So I will just caution you and say that you have to have an adult to help you with this part, okay? So don't use this by yourself. Ask an adult to help you with this, and once it's dry, let's go back to our painting. This time I'm gonna pick up a slightly darker value of that same blue, and I'll do it twice again. And when I'm done, because I want to speed up this process, I'm going to use my hair dryer again, and then I'm going to paint one more layer. So one reason why artists layer is because they want to show darker values. Sometimes the paint color is just a light color, but if you layer, you can get a darker value. Isn't that cool? So if you have a lighter color, but you want to make it a little bit darker, don't add black. That's the wrong way to do it. Instead, be patient, wait for your layers to dry, and then add layers, okay? Now, another reason why some artists layer is to change a color. So I mentioned that yellow and blue mixed together is going to make green. So let's try layering two of those colors. Pick up a yellow color, a light value. I'm going to wait for it to dry, remember? And now I'm going to pick up a light blue color, and then I'm going to paint another circle right next to the yellow, but then have a small part overlapping. And the area where it overlaps, do you see that? It's green. That is so cool. If you want to try that with other colors and see how they overlap, try it. Maybe you want to try blue and red, or blue and pink, or purple and yellow, green and orange. Try different color combinations and see what you get. Remember to use light values. So that means we have to have a lot of water and just a little bit of paint. Good job on this layering. If you're ready and feel confident about layering, let's paint our mountains. So I have another sheet of paper. It's about 5 inches by 7 inches. And I'm going to use my larger round brush. Now remember, you don't have to make your mountains look exactly like mine, or they don't even have to be this big. But I'm going to start with the lightest value of my blue and then move darker and darker and darker. Okay, so I'm using a lot of water. I'm waking up my paints, wake up. And I'm going to paint my mountains in a triangle shape. Can you show me a triangle? Yeah, triangle. So I have 2 large triangles for my first layer of mountains. Okay, you don't have to paint the whole page, just paint the triangle part. And now to speed up the process, I'm going to use my hair dryer. Now let's paint 3 mountains. Notice that my mountains are at different heights. Okay, and now this one is a slightly darker value. But what's cool is that I can still see the first layer just a little bit, right there. Do you see that? I'm going to use a hair dryer again before I do my next layer. I'm using a slightly darker value again, and I'm doing 3 mountains. Use the hairdryer again. And now this will be my last layer. I'm using a very dark value of that blue color. I'm painting 3 triangle shapes. And then I'm finishing it off at the bottom with just some long horizontal lines. Now you can turn this into a greeting card for someone, or you can just keep it blank. It's up to you. But if you want to write something positive, maybe you can write, "You can do it." And that's it. What do you think? How do your mountains look? Now you can try this same activity, but with different colors. Maybe you want to do green mountains or a purple mountain, or you can do different colors for different layers. I'd love to see what you do with this project. Great job, and thank you for joining me in today's episode of Paint and Play. We got to learn about layering, and we painted mountains together. Next time, we'll learn about lifting and paint some clouds. I'll see you then. Happy painting.